Rematch?
Fuck yeah. What you talking about?
How many rounds do you think you won?
Get the fuck. He didn't win.
When I knock people out, they don't fucking move. Who the fuck is that guy? Oh, don't be scared, homie.
Welcome to Throwing Hands.
You're playing touch butt with that dork in the park, the ponytail.
My balls are hot.
Is he like dying, like hospital dying?
No, he's just his eye is really bad. It's like his eye's all swollen, so like his head hurts and everything. Towards the end of the fights last night, he could barely focus on anything. We were also drunk, but like put that on top of like not being able to see out of your eye. He was not good. So like even just like him trying to do this today, like he would have just been like, I don't remember, I don't know. But I remember. Who could forget last night, the night of all events, of all combat sports. First of all, welcome back to another episode of Throwing Hands Podcast. Me and your boy Darnell, Joe and Darnell, holding it down for you guys while Ian is out, sicky poo, as Ian would call it. Ian's the king of saying cute shit, but being like the manliest man in the world. he's so manly that he can say it, and it just like it's whatever. How you doing this week, Darnell? How's your week been? You're not sick. You're not sicky poo, so that's good.
Nah, I've just been high all weekend. Just chilling.
Party.
Yeah. Try not to order a bunch of fucking snacks and shit, which I successfully did. I didn't order any snacks. I didn't order shit. I actually made food in the house for once, so that was nice.
Good for you, man. You know, I feel like right now a lot of people are hitting a wave right now of eating healthier and doing healthier things. You know.
Oh, it wasn't healthy by any means. What was that accent at the end of that word? The fuck?
By any means. What'd you have?
Shout out to Kanye. I have fish sticks.
Fish sticks.
And then I ate an entire can, like not even canister, but I guess a barrel of pineapples. I didn't want to eat all of the pineapples, but I ended up eating all the pineapple. That's
pretty healthy, bro. That's pretty. Women hear that you ate that many pineapples, they get wet. I'm not gonna lie to you. They love that shit. Better than me. If you ask okay, let's compare. Okay, then what did I have last night? 2 different styles of pizza. Apple fritter at work. More pizza at work. Just a lot of bad. And then I think I had a salad at night. I did have a salad at night.
Okay, you ended on a good note.
Oh yeah. Didn't help my hangover at all, but I mean my stomach crushed it. No problem. My stomach's like, I don't know what your problem is up there, head, with your big ass headache, but we're doing good down here. We're just absorbing nice greens and stuff.
Driving.
Oh yeah. So yeah, last night. I mean, there's so much to talk about. Let's just pick and choose until we're done. We'll just keep grabbing. First of all, I didn't know until I was sitting down and I was like the Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. I didn't I was looking through my phone when that fight was about to happen, and I saw it's an unsanctioned MMA fight, and I'm like, wait, why? Because here's the thing, it's not even about like a why are they doing it. They've done that like twice before in the past, where it's like a fake MMA thing. They've even done fake boxing, and it's so bad.
Yeah, that was the only one I've seen, but then I've seen the only, I guess, boxing one would be Mayweather and Big Show. Yeah, and then they had Brock and Kane do like a fake MMA match as well when he came back, or when he came to the WWE. So, and that looked horrible too. It just looks bad. It's like we were watching it, and me and Ian, like every single time Ronda got her in some type of armbar position, we'd be like, "Fight's over. The fight is over. If this is an MMA fight, then the fight's over right there." But it wasn't. It just wasn't. I don't know. I mean, I'm not even gonna get into a whole thing of like they could have or whatever. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of reasons why they couldn't have, but it would have been a whole hell of a lot better if they could have just made it an actual MMA fight. Yeah.
And then
that would put all those dumbass rumors about her coming back to the UFC to rest. She's doing that for that. She ain't coming to fight.
That's what my mom was like. Oh well, I think maybe she's done. I think, and I'm like, Well, they say she's going to go to MMA, but how embarrassing is that going to be if she goes back and they're like, aren't you the one who got fake choked out in WWE to retire? I also didn't appreciate the scripted head kick. I was like, that's the same head kick. That's not cool, bro. How's Ronda going to let that an embarrassing writing? Like, I mean, if she she didn't
somebody in the writers' room just don't like her at all. They're just like, head kick, bitch.
Do the head kick thing. SummerSlam did rule last night, though. I would say that'd probably be the only blip on it. I mean, how much more convoluted is this whole bloodline story gonna have to get before it ends?
Nah, this is beautiful.
I'd love it, but it's like you think it's coming towards like a definitive type of end in like a certain amount of time, and now you're like, okay, no, we're gonna be in this for another year or so.
This is beautiful, bro. I think it's gonna to end it completely. It's gonna be Jimmy. It's gonna just be the three brothers beating up on Uncle Joe. That's how it's gonna end.
I think it has to end with them all coming back and just being the bloodline again, right? I feel like everybody's like, it's gonna end. I'm like, no way, doggy. They're all gonna come back.
Oh no, not end with them being the bloodline, but just like what happened with last night with Jimmy, basically saving Roman,
right?
And then Solo, like for like the past like 2 months or so, has been like low key been like, yo, Roman, you a bitch. But never saying it. Right. And then today, last night was like the one time that it was just like, hey, bro, we're getting there. And then, so now it's probably going to set up Jimmy and Roman versus Solo and Jay. Down the line of that shit, I think it'll end up being like, they'll probably do like another tag match, but then it'll just be the three of them. Like, Jimmy will turn on Roman. And then all three of them will just beat his ass, and then it'll probably be done. Maybe
they'll figure it out. They have better writers than us to punch this shit up. You like LA Knight?
Let me talk to
you. You a fan of LA Knight?
Yeah.
I just don't know where they're going with this now. It's like, okay, he won a Royal Rumble. That was like, it seemed like a last minute thing because they took out the Trisha Becky fight for whatever god awful reason.
That's the thing about like WWE when a match gets pulled, like you don't know why until like weeks later, or maybe but like UFC, if a fight gets pulled, we know like an hour later what happened. So yeah, it was I was wondering. I was like, what's up with the battle royal? I was like, what's this for? And my mom's like, not a clue. I was like, is it for nothing? They're just doing a battle royal just to do a battle royal. I mean,
pretty much what they did. It was just weird. It was like, usually, you win a Royal Rumble, there's already like you have a title match lined up at least for the most part. But this shit, it was just like, hey, we're also gonna put the two people that are fighting over the U.S. Championship in this Royal Rumble anyway.
Yeah,
they're gonna fight. Well, but it's like, bro, just give this man the belt.
Yeah, I was gonna say what they'll probably end up doing is just using it as like a brag for him. I mean, it's his thing. He's very rightfully braggadocious. So for sure, he'll just be like a notch under his belt that he'll just say like, if they want to get real meta about it, he'll be like, I saved SummerSlam with the Battle Royal match and I won that match, all that shit. So that's basically all it's for at this point. But that's gonna be good. That's gonna give him hype to get whatever he wants. It's like getting the Royal Rumble win without getting the Royal Rumble win. Yeah, his shit's hype. I was after he won, I said it for him. I was like, L.A. Knight, and my mom's went, yeah, and I was like, oh, see. It gets everybody hype. He's the man, bro.
Yeah, I just really need the WWE to like just push this man over because it's like, bro, he comes out first thing fucking Friday nights.
Yeah.
And gets the biggest pop of the night. And it's just like, and y'all keep making him lose.
I don't understand it. It's got to be something going on behind the scenes where they're like, nah, I don't like this guy. I'm not a fan, Justin.
Someone's being a fuck.
I thought
need to stop.
I thought it was a huge bummer. I thought it was a huge bummer that Drew McIntyre lost last night. That he didn't get that. That was a perfect setup for him to win the title. It's you want to know why I'm really mad? Because I hate Gunther's finishing move. It's every time he does his finishing move, like his little finishing sequence, he looks like a toddler or racing to like clean up a mess or something like that. And then he just does the most unemphatic power bomb ever for the pin. I hate it. I'm like, you're telling me Drew McIntyre delivered Claymores and that powerbomb puts McIntyre out. Okay.
Yeah, I don't like what they're doing with him at all. Like, I was tired of Gunther when I came back earlier
Mm.
this year. Like already, I was like, "Who the fuck is this dude? I don't fucking like him.
No,
Get him out of here." I get he's a good heel, but man's is just boring because you just kind of know what's gonna happen
that's the
for every
thing.
match.
Yeah, I don't think he's a consistent heel because he's a goddamn good heel. Like people
Yeah,
hate that guy, but I mean, like you said, there's times he goes out there and it's just boring. So he needs his boys to back him out. The ring general. I like that guy. I just like hearing him say the thing. Oh no! I tell you what, I hated last night. Logan getting the dub over Ricochet. That shit
yeah,
sucked.
that surprised me. I really for me it was mainly when they got Ricochet's wife involved. I was like, oh, they're gonna definitely have him win, and
Yeah,
then I was just like, okay,
I guess not. Yeah, and then
good job.
I like
Snatched him out of the tag division for this.
I like Ian. He's not into any of it, but he was the first one to point out when Logan put the knuckles on, the brass knuckles. Ian was the first one to go, doesn't he have like titanium in his hand or something like that? So why does he need the brass knuckles? And I was like, you're right, Ian. That's a good point. This defeats his whole purpose of his super strong hand that he has. I mean, why would he need that?
Just the extra oomph.
Yeah,
And to make it a dirty win.
yeah. It's like throwing some kind of like magic power on a fucking punch. It's like juicing up One Punch Man's punch for no reason, you know. And then of course, dude, I saw a video about it after you had talked about it, but I mean, the what is their name?
Yeah, Judgment Day. Yeah, they're
Judgment
going
Day.
down.
That the way they're writing it is beautiful, perfect writing. It's kind of like in our face, like exactly what's happening, but I enjoy it. Meanwhile, what's her? Why am I? How dare I space on her name? But meanwhile, Rhea Ripley's just like, it doesn't matter what happens here. Like for me, you guys can falter. It doesn't really matter. I'm the best there is right now.
Yeah, until she gets over that fucking knee injury. That
Yeah.
was the only reason she didn't have a match yesterday because it was just like, bro, you scrapped basically 2 women's matches. Like I really want to know what the whole Trish deal was, like that whole match. But then Rhea just being hurt and basically like they set up for like a Raquel rivalry and a Liv rivalry, and then she just hurts both of them. And it's like, what?
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Hell yeah.
And now she's sitting on fucking WWE's TikTok and all their other fucking.
She's all over it.
She was just live getting her makeup done. It was just like,
Yep.
really, this is the SummerSlam pre-show? All right, bro. Yeah, we love her, but what?
Nah, I mean, I guess not that much. You're probably right.
It's like I'm trying to see her like wrestle and manhandle some people, but
For real, though.
she's being beautiful. It's just like, all right, but whatever.
Why not both? Porque no los dos. What was the other match? There was another match that happened that night.
No, Bianca,
Oh.
Charlotte.
Yeah, and shouts out to that's what I was gonna say. Big shouts out to getting that fucking Money in the Bank cash in.
Bro, I had totally forgot
Same.
about that because I was just like, they really just let Bianca win. Like,
Yo,
I was like, fuck. I was like, all right. And then when the music started, I was like, oh yeah, they can do this.
It was kind of like it's exactly. It was like a very nice pop because it's like bummed that Asuka loses, and then I was in a moment where I was like, well, Belair's shown that she's pretty good at being the champ. And I was kind of like just trying to do this like accepting thing, and then immediately hear Ino's music, and I'm like, yes, now they're setting up for the Ino Asuka. Let's go. That's gonna be tight.
Oh yeah, that would have been better. Yeah.
That's for sure. Like,
yeah, they are. They're setting up for it. So yeah.
For sure.
Or they could easily just be like, fatal 4-way because Charlotte.
Hell yeah. Why not? I like the way you're thinking, bro. They looked at you. You just said that as a joke in the writing room, and they all turned to you and they're like, write that down. Write that down.
I just was so more confused as to Charlotte basically like getting an immediate title shot. Basically, like she lost to Rhea at I think WrestleMania, disappears for like a month, and then comes back and she's like, "You got something I want." And I was
want
just
that.
like, "What the fuck?"
I want that.
But I wouldn't be mad at it if they made it like a fatal 4-way, like maybe at like some New Year's pay-per-view. Because I know don't they have like 1 or 2 like December, January. They have one every month. So
yeah. And I know what they were already previewing Payback last night. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that what it was? I think I kept looking away, like as that ad kept running, and I was just like, I don't know what this is.
After the first run, I was looking away too because I was like, I don't need to keep knowing that Payback is coming. Payback is coming. I'm like, Jesus. I don't know. There's so many now that like back when I was watching like way back in like 2008, it was like a cycle. You knew what pay-per-views were coming. Every once in a while, they would do like Taboo Tuesday, and then they would do like the Cyber Show Wednesday or whatever every other year, and then that was really it. Nothing really too much else. Now they have so many different pay-per-views. I can't keep track of them all. And it used to be like Payback and Vengeance always came back after WrestleMania. It was like that was the first one after, but now it's something else after WrestleMania. I don't remember.
Yeah, it was because I noticed. I think it was last Sunday. NXT had a pay-per-view and it was Great American Bash. So they're basically just rotating them down so that NXT can like always have their pay-per-views. Usually they just had like the NXT takeovers.
Yeah.
Like at every single other pay-per-view, like they would be there that same night or the night before.
The Great American Bash, that was like nobody sold that shit better than Kurt Angle back in the day. Yeah. that was his pay-per-view.
Shout out to Perk Angle.
Kurt Angle slamming everybody in the Elimination Chamber with John Cena and HBK and Carlito. And then yes, Perk Angle highlights. It was insane. Just suplexing everybody left and right. You couldn't stop his suplexes.
Now we finally have this shit done with Cody and
Oh, that's right. He's finished.
That's done finally.
Yeah, he's finished that story. Now he's got to have the next story.
This shit was going like nowhere, bro.
Yeah, we kept saying it all last time. We were like, yeah, finally they can finish this fight that was made for absolutely no reason. Like,
yeah. One thing that was fucking with me at the end, like when SummerSlam was ending, was when Roman's music was playing. I was like, okay, whatever. And then like a fucking guitar riff shows up out of nowhere for like a second, and it kept happening. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, why is it two different genres? And I was like, oh, that's his old fucking music from The Shield being blended in like terribly. But like it just does like the first beat and then it does like a 2 count of it, and I was just like
he's got a new song or like that's blending it?
No, I think it's the same one and it's always been there, but just nobody says anything about it. It's
like
weird.
A little homage that He's like, nobody will notice it because nobody cares.
Yeah, basically. It's like the last time we actually heard it was when he went against Seth like 2 years ago or some shit.
Yeah.
It was probably earlier than that because I think there was a crowd. Well, he came from the crowd, so yeah. It was like probably like 2019, 18 or something.
Yeah. I like the whole I like the how many years they'll bring back something. Like I didn't understand what Finn and him were arguing about with like they were saying Seth wearing the colors. I guess it was what Finn was wearing when he got injured 7 years ago at SummerSlam or something like that by Seth, and I'm like, okay, we didn't really need that.
I think that's just a psychological thing because I didn't realize how common it was because when Seth went against Cody, he wore the yellow polka dots that his dad was forced to wear to embarrass him.
Oh, that's right.
He did that, and then with Roman, he wore the old Shield gear and then came out to the Shield song and came out the crowd like they used to. So that's just a common thing he does. Then all right, that's dope.
He's a man. He's a genuine man of the people. Where he thinks about his big entrances on the pay-per-views now. It's dope. Let's see. Last night, UFC in Nashville. There we go. Just a little.
I thought it was in Memphis. Damn. It's Tennessee.
Yeah, still same. I didn't catch really too much of the Sandhagen Rob Font fight because there was so much going on at that time. Ends with Corey Sandhagen taking the decision. Well, yeah, was it about? I was gonna say every time we kept looking over, it was mostly just Sandhagen on top and them kind of wrestling and grappling.
That was the entire fight.
Yeah,
that was with me with no sound on because I was watching probably Street Fighter 6 last night. No sound on, but literally every time I would look over, they're wrestling. I was like, all right, whatever. Look over, they're wrestling. All right, whatever. Look up. Oh, it's a new round. They're wrestling. And then I think it was spinning back fist. They went on Twitter and they're like, yep, Dana left her in the 4th round. I was like, nigga, I don't blame you. And then he had the nerve to call out for a title shot after. It's like, bro, ain't nobody trying to see that.
Corey Sandhagen, you better think of something real quick right now because Dana's already he left and he made some moves. I'll tell you that much. He didn't just leave and go hang out. He left and made some moves. Well, let's talk about something surprising and not so surprising. Something not so surprising but awesome, dude. Tatiana Suarez fucking put it on, Jessica Andrade. Jessica who? Jessica what? Dude, Tatiana Suarez looked good.
Demon.
She looked good. Yeah, she's coming up. She's coming up. She's coming for it. Super impressed. I mean, never seen somebody grapple Jessica Andrade that easily. I mean, not since her early days, really. You know what I mean?
Nah, Aaron did a little bit.
Right.
Aaron
yeah.
Blanchfield.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, to be fair. And the surprise for the night, Dustin Jacoby knocking out Kennedy.
Yeah.
I did not see that shit coming.
Me neither.
Woo-hoo.
And I actually turned, like, for all the fights that I was, like, actually watching, like, I would turn the sound on. So, like, I literally look over at the fucking Street Fighter screen for a second, and then all I hear was, I'm like, what happened?
Oh, shit. Super mean exchange. I mean, I'm not going to say it's just one of those, like, somebody got caught in exchange. I mean, Dustin Jacoby looked good through the entire time. Was one round, but still, he looked good through that time and looked really clean. Did get clipped. I mean, my boy did have some hits on him, but still, that's a dangerous threat to take punches from and then give back and knock him out. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yo, Jeremiah Wells, you called it. I mean, you jinxed him. You're like, you said, hopefully Jeremiah Wells doesn't get fucked on. My man was taking down Carlston the entire time, horribly and boring as shit, just for him to get submitted and put to sleep. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
I think that's 2 fights in a row now where he no, the other one was someone else. But yeah, that was one of those fights. Again, I didn't have the sound on. I wasn't really paying attention to it.
Yeah,
and then I was just like, oh damn, whatever.
Yep. So I didn't actually catch that fight, and then I saw the result that he got tapped, and I was like, that sucks. So I watched it later on, and then I was like, I'm watching him, and I'm kind of like skipping through it. I'm like, he's just taking him down. It seems like a really boring fight. I'm like, how do you lose this fight? And then it's so embarrassing when you're just constantly putting pressure on somebody, and then eventually you just stop and then just get tapped. Not even, you get put to sleep.
I blame them big ass muscles. You need to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you make 170 and you're literally a ball of muscle. You need to either move up or lose the muscle, or somehow manage to get to 155 or something.
Right.
Because those are his only options. You too damn big. Like, that's it. He's literally just way too fucking big.
Plain and simple, bud. Don't want to have to tell you, but like, I don't know how you haven't figured this out yourself yet. But you're way too muscle bound.
Like, this is all the shit they said about Tyron when he was coming up. They're like, he's too big, he has too much muscle. But at least Tyron still could just knock you the fuck out, or he could sub you because he did have a brown belt and then eventually black. But it's just like, he did it right.
Yeah, that's a different level right there.
You need to go get in contact with him.
Figure out what he did for a while.
He's so goddamn big.
And so flexible too. Damn. So agile. You just burst out. Jeremiah Wells, either figure it out or get the fuck out. Ode Osborne, figure it out or get the fuck out. I mean, that was crazy.
Nah, that was a good fight at first.
I mean, it was pretty good, but I think overall, like, he's, again, not on the right track, got beat up again. I mean, he's got to figure it the fuck out. He's obviously very inconsistent. Not saying he's on a losing streak, not saying he's on a win streak, but I was pulling for him. Remember this. I was pulling for this man.
Oh, the Diego Lopez fight was pretty decent too, from what I saw.
Yeah, I didn't catch
I think this is only his second fight in the UFC too. Yeah, it's his second fight. His first one, Dana pulled the Dana and was like, "Hey, you want to take a fight on 5-day notice?" He's like, "Yeah, sure, whatever. Get me in the door."
I know you
already won on Contender Series.
Yeah, I know you're one of our top prospects right now, and I shouldn't waste this chance, but let's just do that anyway.
Crazy.
Yeah,
the only good fights really were just
early on.
The very first fight of the fight.
Yeah.
Fight of the fight.
Right of the fight.
Fight of the night. Diego, Dustin, Tatiana, and then this dog pile up here.
Just
Corey Sandhagen.
Yeah.
Just not being Corey Sandhagen. Well, actually, he was being very Corey Sandhagen. He just wasn't. He wasn't being the Sandman.
Right.
Oh no, he actually was being the Sandman because he's putting everybody to sleep.
Oh shit! You just figured it out. Corey Sandhagen. I don't like that. That's not true. I I put people to sleep with my fist. You're like, okay, all right, sure, buddy.
All right, buddy. And now Jermaine choked you out, and then you just leave it at that.
So first of all, question about something that came off of last night. Dustin tweets out of nowhere. Okay, I'll move up. What does that mean? What does that mean? Why is that? Why?
Oh, he later tweeted like earlier today. He said just fooling because somebody else said, "Oh, he's just talking," and he's like, "Yeah, I'm just fooling." It's like obviously he ain't moving to 170.
He's just goofing. He's just goofing. That would not do well for him at 170. I don't think. I mean, actually, I take that back. He'd do fine. He would do okay.
Yeah, he'd probably be fine because all we really see from him is hands for the most part. Like people kind of they don't advertise it as much, but he is a black belt. So right. You get him down on the ground, you might not like the results afterwards.
Something else that just came off of last night. Pretty much the only two popular things from the MMA, at least MMA community. Jorge Masvidal trying to give your boy Conor a platform again. He's trying to squeeze out something. Everybody else is on a path right now to let Conor go. Let him just do whatever he wants. Stop acknowledging him. And here goes Jorge Masvidal. Says Conor McGregor's a fucking bitch. And but here's the thing. Jorge can't even for a slight second you might go, I'd watch that fight for a slight second. But even if you had that slight, Jorge Masvidal calls Conor McGregor out for a street scrap. Okay, Jorge. Okay, sure. Why don't you guys go behind Kimbo Slice's old backyard and take care of it then, okay? Fucking crazy. What a stupid call out.
Yeah, I need him to stay on that retired life because this is now twice. Because they were trying to revive the whole Ben Askren shit. And I'm like, hey, you both are old. Shut up. I don't need to see that. I don't think anybody's really trying to see that.
No, not at all. Exactly. I saw that too when they were trying to revive it. I was like, oh, so Ben Askren, you think that Ben Askren genuinely thinks that if he gets another shot, he could take down Jorge Masvidal? And I'm like, absolutely not.
Nah, I feel like he can because we watched Jorge for his last 2 fights get wrestle fucked. So
true. If
he actually got his hands on him versus, hey, here's his flying knee because I know you're a fucking bot.
Damn,
it wouldn't be fun.
I'm seeing Jorge Masvidal's face, and I'm realizing that we never followed up and found out who won between Junior Dos Santos and.
Oh, that's not till September.
Oh, for real? Oh, thank God. Okay.
I saw a flyer thing for it. I think last night or this morning, and I was like, oh, I thought this did pass, but yeah, it's not till like September. If September 8th is a Saturday, then yeah, okay. No, it's a Friday. That's even weirder.
That's definitely weirder. What the hell, Jorge? All right, well, Friday, September 8th. Don't forget to watch Junior Dos Santos versus Fabricio Verdum in MMA Bare Knuckle. And then
a wild ass sentence.
Right? Who would have thought? From 10 years ago, who would have thought?
Yeah, they're one step away from Lethway. So, well, not really, because Lethway doesn't have wrestling and shit.
Bring back Pancrase. That's what I'm saying. So let's do some Pancrase championships again. Fucking open hand slaps and kicks.
Everyone juiced.
Hell yes. Yeah, last night, Jake versus Nate. I didn't know Jeremy Stevens was boxing. He looked horrible. He got boxed the shit up. If you didn't see that, I watched about half that fight, and boy was he bad.
Yeah, no, my man's he has MMA boxing.
Yeah, it was very clear. The guy he was boxing wasn't afraid in the slightest. Like he was showboating the fuck up, and I mean, like not for nothing. I mean, like he was beating Jeremy Stevens up. It was easy for him, but. To the other MMA fighter versus boxer, or quote-unquote boxer, Jake versus Nate, it's exactly what I thought. Nate didn't come to be serious. He came to fuck around. He knew Jake wasn't going to be able to knock him out. I saw everybody, he's got him on skates. I was like, he doesn't, though. He doesn't. Like, he's fine. And, yeah, I'll be honest, kind of a boring fight. Kind of boring.
The only part I caught was... the very end, because I was just scrolling through Facebook, and somebody was at the damn event, a lot like physically there, and just had their phone up, just fucking pointed up at the monitors, and I was just like, "What's the point?" But okay, go off, Queen.
Watching the monitor and filming it, Jesus.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, "All right, bro, whatever then. This is what we do now."
I thought Nate, not Nate. I thought Jake looked really good, like boxing. But here's the thing. I mean, if you're a striker and you go up against one of the Diaz brothers, you have multiple chances to start looking good because they're gonna let you hit them essentially. So yeah, I mean, he looked good, but that's not really saying too much. I mean, he kind of had an open target. It's really the answer that anybody would ask is basically true at this point. Tyson, he's the only true boxer. Like the closest thing he's getting to an actual true boxer, Tyson Fury, has beat him up. He beat him up and won. And then he fights. The next person he fights is an MMA boxer, and then he wins. And also an MMA boxer who doesn't care. On top of that, and tries to guillotine him in the fight. It was insane.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
I saw that Jake said that he thought that Nate wasn't gonna let it go, and I'm like, you're lucky he did. he's about to chop down and give middle fingers.
Why are you being a bitch?
Yep. Learn some jujitsu, bitch. Yeah, so that was it was okay. Like I said, Jake looked good. Who knows what he's gonna do next? I hear he's supposed to retire after this. He was supposed to retire from boxing, but I don't think he's going to. He'd probably set up some other big celebrity fight. Who knows? Who knows?
Oh, well, he could end up fighting Mayweather, which would be pretty funny. His brother already did it and lost, obviously, but
that's the thing.
We know it'll be bad.
The reason I don't want him to go up against any like real boxers is because I know that he's going to lose. I've seen it already, and also it's what everybody guesses. If he goes up against any true blue boxer who like boxes professionally or has boxed for 20 plus years professionally, whatever it is, he will in fact lose. I get the entertainment of seeing if he'll win, but I would much rather see if he'll win against somebody who I also don't know if they're going to win against Jake. You know what I mean?
No. If you're going to step in the realm of fighting professionals,
yeah,
that's on you. You better come prepared. If not, you know what's going to happen to you.
But that's what I'm saying. I think that if he really wanted that, I don't think Jake wants that. I don't know. I feel like maybe he's already talked this shit over. I don't think he wants to fight actual boxers. If he did, he would go fight in an actual organization somewhere. You know, like he would go fight for some of these promotions. But he doesn't want to because he doesn't. I totally agree. Like I said, we're on the same page.
I'm fine with that.
I am also fine with that. But that's what I'm saying. Like for the time being, they'll only specifically go out of the way to find boxers for him if there is going to be a boxer that hasn't been doing it for ever and professionally and all that shit. Like I said, Tyson Fury is the closest they could get, and that went not too well for him. So I think it's a pretty A to B thing. And if they got anybody else, so I don't think they're ever going to do that. I think they've learned their lesson, like his team at least. You know what I
mean? What's his name? Don't know how much we can trust it, but Dylan Dennis had put out some DMs about them fighting before, and his not Dylan's but Jake's coach was like straight up saying like, yeah, he's not gonna fight you if your knees get better. If your knees getting like he wants to fight you before you get your knee fixed and shit. And it was like, damn, like
bitch shit.
I get being a scumbag, but you're really being a scumbag.
Full blown with it now. You don't give a shit. Yeah, that's everything though. That's all the that is all the combat. That's fucking a lot of it. You could tell which one we paid the most attention to because we talked about WWE for 20 minutes. It was very exciting. It was super exciting.
Yeah, that shit was more important than everything else that was going on for me.
For sure.
Like I wanted to attend it, but it was just like I didn't care about the card to begin with.
Yeah.
And then I actually turned it off like the fight night. I turned that off like in the beginning of like the 5th, I think. And it was because I saw him get taken down again, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's getting closed. Don't care anymore.
Yep.
So we know where this is going.
Look at that. I
would have had egg on my face if like Rob just decided to just destroy him out of nowhere.
That'd be like, oh well. Then you say something like, I don't know, I fell asleep. I don't know.
No, I'd like turn that shit off. Shit was boring.
Yep.
My man's wasted 20 minutes of my life.
Sticking to it. All right. It's towards the end of our episode on throwing hands, and you know what that means. We're going over our street shenanigans, street fights from around the world, combat sports, breaking down actual fights happening right there on the streets in front of people. We would tell you what we think what's going on, what we think should have happened. A lot of situations where people should fuck around and find out and not. And of course, since Ian's here, I'll be the one to let you guys know that everybody in these videos are just fine. Nobody's hurt. Everybody's bounced back significantly. This is all for educational purposes to find out what people should or should not do in these situations. YouTube, they're fine. They are okay.
Everybody is okay from skibbity paps.
Skibbity bonks. So, first one we have, I just want to point out that I didn't know that Russian mobsters were just out here trying to fight people. I didn't know. I didn't know that it was this.
Really
Is this for real?
Whole tracksuit on.
He's got the whole tracksuit. He said,
"Oh, yo,
this is the worst enforcer on the Russian mafia right here." Boom! But those,
oh my, that is the worst knockout. Like, he's tall too, so that took a while for him to go down.
He really fell. Oh no! What? She's like, that was crazy. She was like, that was impressive. Boom. It looks like this man's defending old women, but he's really bad at it.
I want to see how his shoe came off because that was wild.
From the kick.
Right after the kick. Yo, and then the presence of mind for him to nutmeg him with his own shoe before he knocked him out.
100%.
Magnificent.
Come on, man. Like, here's another lesson for you. Don't be kicking people with loose shoes. If you didn't tie your shoes that day, don't throw the kick. Period.
Loose shoes, you look old and drunk, and
right.
then it's wet outside. So like, just have a very bad combination of things going for you.
Meanwhile, our head kick, our knockout artist, he's not slipping. He's full stance. Not even worried. Oof.
My man's kissed his own knee for sure. Before on the way down, he kissed his own knee.
100%. That dog. Hey, what's going on? I have no idea what's happening.
I'm here and alive. What's happening?
What's happening? I don't get it. I actually don't want to do this one because for sure we will get pulled. I was like a white sock scrap happened on.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah,
because the only reason I've seen it is I've seen it was like another short video of him walking afterwards, and I was like, this dude clearly got knocked out. So then I went back and watched it, and I was like, ooh yeah, he got fucking slept.
Yep.
And then the capture for the video was not in front of the hose. It's just, damn.
That's mean. Damn, that guy needs to retire. I'm sorry. It's like, yeah, why'd you end your baseball career? You tear something? Like, I got knocked out in front of a stadium filled with bitches.
I had to go.
It was my time. All right, well, instead, straight up, I think this seems like it's straight out of a Waffle House. I cannot quite guarantee, but it's definitely in the back of a kitchen. I'll tell you that much. And this is
no, that ain't Waffle House. That's too big.
You're right. It's somewhere. It's some kind of kitchen somewhere. And don't know what any of these people are doing back here except for starting some shit right now. Here we go. I like the square up immediately. You know it's for real. Oh, right hands. Izzy. That was Izzy sound. Right hand.
Either they're both employees.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's McDonald's.
And one was talking shit. So it is McDonald's. Mm-hmm. So then she came in and was like, I heard you talking shit.
Yeah.
She knew immediately. Or somehow, for whatever reason, it was somebody in the drive-thru. And somehow they got into they went through the back of McDonald's and not through the front door.
I like the way you're thinking, yeah, because I was thinking like this is an employee and like she does not like this lady, and then her friends that work there were like, "Yo, Chandra's here and she's been saying some real whack shit about you," and she was like, "I'm coming up," and like she like lives around the corner, so she's not too far from it. I was thinking that. But
it's not unreasonably far.
Right. She's like, not too far for me to come and whip some bitch's ass. Like, that's what she's thinking. So, and she's about that life, clearly. So, but yeah.
100%, 10 toes down.
But I definitely think that you're right. This could definitely be just some drive-through shit right here. Damn, that guy.
Oh, no, there's a whole group of people back there with no, like, not in a uniform.
Dude.
So yeah, she's definitely an employee there.
Yeah, for sure. They were hanging out, and they knew this was going to happen. They set this up. She looks like she's fighting a manager, I'm not going to lie. And the manager's got those hands. Ooh. Wrapping the hood around.
Right there, she was already regretting everything. Right
yeah.
there.
Thinking maybe I'm not about this life. And then it takes one guy to get his whole body wrapped around this bitch to go, come on, get off her. Here it comes. Let's see this man. Look, here he goes. All right, hold up. Yeah, get off. He had to put his phone down. See, come, bitch, get off. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. I definitely say, shouts out to her for being about it. But I wonder if those people ever learn in those moments. Like if they ever they get into those fights, they get absolutely annihilated, and if maybe they're not so tough later on. You know what I mean?
We can only hope. That is literally all we can do. Sometimes all we can do is hope. Because the next thing you know, we see them in another video.
Yep.
Getting the ass beat again. You're like, oh, okay. They just said fuck learning.
I hope Sharkeisha.
They graduated high school and said fuck critical theory, bro. We're done.
Yeah.
We're not thinking like that.
I hope Sharkeisha is at least getting paid if she's fighting somewhere right now. Sharkeisha, no.
That is still a crazy video.
It's crazy.
It's been 10 year.
Still crazy.
That video is still wild as fuck.
Still happens. Still pops into my head. All right, let's round it out with. I mean, something. This must be the new pancrase that Dana's setting up. Let's see. This is how the WWE guys be chopping at each other.
Yeah, now anytime I see any of these Indian wrestlers, I'm like, I know they know how to slap. They know how to chop. And they give good chops.
Like, what the shit was that? I mean, they just broke afterwards. They were like, all right, good sequence. What? Let's see that again.
I think because I know there's a couple of these other countries, like it's a tradition to do, like, if you have a problem with somebody, or it's just just a combat thing. Because it's like nobody's hitting each other in the face.
Yeah. I mean, that first
they're in tandem.
That guy in the beginning, he broke everybody's mind. They've never seen a Superman slap before. Did you see Adrian with the Superman slap? They always have American names, from what they tell me on the phone. Look at those slaps, baby dog. They look like bears fighting, literally, both in a gay form and in an animal form. That was impressive. No lie, I think I could watch more of that. If they're that like smooth with it, they were slick with it. Boxers are impressed by that footwork. I'm telling you right now. Oh shit, it's funny. That's it. That's all we got for the street shenanigans. It's pretty good. It was pretty fun. I feel like we got to revisit that slap one when Ian's here next time. He's gonna like that. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode. Please follow us on our social media: SuperSour JIR, TikTok, X as they call it nowadays, Facebook, and you can see us on Twitch, twitch.tv/SuperSourGames, pretty much every night to every weekend. Well, sometimes on the weekends. And please go follow Darnell on mostly TikTok and and X/Twitter, SnuggyBlanks_ and twitch.tv/SnuggyBlanks_ and see all his Destiny stuff. Pump that shit up.
Fuck Destiny. Fuck Bungie. Fuck everything they live for.
Meanwhile, I just imagine you have like a little like a gift basket set up that says like for Bungie with a bunch of X's and O's.
With a knife in it.
Yeah. Come back next week and see more of what we have to offer. Let us know down in the comments what you think of what we talked about this week. And like, comment, subscribe, click that bell. Till next week. See you later. We are out of here.
Don't be scared, homie.
Welcome to Throwing Hands.
You know, you're playing touch butt with that dork in the park, the ponytail.
My balls was hot.